Hey, two, this is Jaden Storm, coaching Team Shadow Strike, and this is going to be another deck profile. This time, I will be doing a deck profile some people have asked me about in beforehand, and that is Seal Dragons. Seal Dragons I've always liked Seal Dragons, but up until the Winners Collection, they didn't have a unit I felt that could be their finisher. They had good cards, they just didn't have a solid game changer or finisher. And Cross Origin from the Winners Fighters Collection really gave them that. So when Cross Origin came out, I was very happy because I had like a brawler stack, not a brawler stack, a Seal Dragon stack that I could build at any given point. But I think I even slapped it together and tried it at one point. But out of all the other Kagero decks out there, the Seal Dragons can't stand up to the Cross and Perditions. It just couldn't, you know. But now with Cross Origin, the deck is actually pretty good. I've playtested this quite a bit, and I really enjoy playing it. It's a lot of fun. Will this ever be taken to competition over any of my other Kagero decks? Hell no. But it is fun to play. I do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I built it because my friend Zane really likes the Seal Dragons, and it's kind of like my homage to him. So anyway, I'm going to just jump straight into this deck profile. So here we go. So for the starting Vanguard, I am playing Dragon Knight Sajay. I like him better than Terry Cloth because this deck already counterblasts quite a bit. His ability is Forerunner, slide him out when he's rode by a Kagero Grade 1. Whenever you destroy one of your opponent's rear guards with an effect, move him to the soul, and your opponent has to retire another one of their rear guards. So, pretty good. Next, we play, for triggers, we play 4 copies of Seal Dragon, Terrapulan Draco Kid. This critical trigger came out in set 3, and he is really good. Its ability is, when this unit is placed on the rear guard, if you have a Vanguard with Seal Dragon in its card name, choose a card from your damage zone for each of your opponent's grade 2 units and turn them face up. So he can help you get your counterblast back because this deck does counterblast quite a fair amount. And then we play 4 more of the other Seal Dragon crits for 8. We play 4 Seal Dragon draw triggers. Basically the Margle clone, shove in the soul +3 somewhere, and 4 Seal Dragon heal triggers. So 8 crits, 4 draw, 4 heal. Grade 1s. My grade 1s might seem a little weird, but bear with me. 4 copies of Protect Orb. I would still play this in this deck because this deck counterblasts quite a fair amount. So, one second, guys. My phone is vibrating like crazy, and it's driving me nuts. So, 4 Protect Orb Dragons. So, it's in here so we can unflip. 3 Seal Dragon, Dragon Sprite Mulciber. This is our Kagero Limit Break Enabler. It's in here so we can activate our Grade 3 limit breaks earlier. A little more on that here in a second. 2 Seal Dragon Flannel. This is our Seal Dragon 10k attacker. 2 Lava Flow Dragons just to help us out with Stride. 2 copies of Dragon Monk Ginkaku. Generation Break 1. Anytime one of your opponent's rear guards is destroyed by battle, he gets plus 5,000 power, so he's a really good booster for your Vanguard. And then I play 1 copy of Seal Dragon Garcege. Whenever he boosts, you may counterblast 1. The boosted unit gains 2,000 power for every Seal Dragon unit, for every Grade 2 unit on your opponent's side of the board, and their rear guards cannot intercept that turn. So, I would normally play more of this, but since we have the Grade 2, and this guy gives us more boost anyway, for free, that's why I had 1 spot left, so I did play 1 of him, but, that's just what I did, and so far in testing, it's working out fine. Grade 2s, we play 4 Seal Dragon Corduroy. This guy's effect, whenever he's placed on the rear guard, you may E-Special Counterblast 1, destroy one of your opponent's rear guards, and then they look at the top 4 cards of their deck for a grade 2 and add it to your hand. He works really well with Sajay, so you can call him, kill their starter off is what you're normally going to do, and then they're going to look at the top 4, and if they do superior, call a card, and you don't want him to have that card, to the soul, and that unit dies. So, so he works really well with your starter. Next, we play 4 copies of Hellfire Seal Dragon Knight. This unit's ability is really good. On the rear guard, you may Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. He gets plus 2,000 power for every grade 2 your opponent has, and they cannot intercept that turn. And then I play 3 copies of Seal Dragon Jacquard. These quantities should be shifted, but I only have should be swapped. I only wanted to play 4 copies of the Dragon Knight, but I only have 3 Jacquard to my name. But in all honesty, this works fine. When I get a 4th Jacquard, these 2 will just swap, but it works fine just like this. Grade 3s. I played 2 copies of Hellfire Seal Dragon Weathercloth. This is our Seal Dragon Kagero Break Ride. His ability is when a Kagero unit rides this unit, choose your Vanguard until the end of the turn. That unit gets plus 10,000 power. Choose up to two of your opponent's rear guards and retire them. Your opponent looks at the top 4 cards of his or her deck and searches for up to 2 grade 2 units from among them, calls them to separate rear guards, and shuffles his or her deck. So, he's there, you know, if you can get him off, but I've only gotten him off once. And then his other skill is when this unit attacks, if the number of rear guards you have is more than your opponent's, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. Then we play 2 copies of Hellfire Seal Dragon Blockade Inferno. This guy's ability is Limit Break. E-Special Counterblast 2, retire all of your opponent's grade 2 rear guards, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power. And then he also has the skill of if you have the first Seal Dragon Blockade, he gets plus 2k, but I don't play it. So, play 2 of him, just because I want options. And then for the last grade 3, which is honestly the best grade 3 to play, is 4 copies of Seal Dragon Georgette. So Seal Dragon Georgette, skill is Limit Break. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, this unit gets plus 5,000 for each of your opponent's grade 2 rear guards until the end of that battle. Then if the number of grade 2 rear guards your opponent has is 2 or more, this unit gets plus 1 critical until the end of that battle. And then his other skill is you may Counterblast 1, choose one of your locked cards and unlock it. He's the reason that we play the Limit Break Enabler, because if you can get this to your hand and you go first and you ride this and your opponent has 2 grade 2s on the board, you can swing for a 28 and a crit in the early game, which is pretty big. So that's why the Limit Break Enabler is in there. Also, because if you do ride this, and later if you break ride, you can break ride early. So if your opponent wants to play a game 2 game with you, you can just continue doing your thing because all these units are Limit Break. So that's that. Next, for the Stride deck. And we have the nice Gengar sleeves. Mega Gengar, yay! We play 1 copy of Divine Dragon Knight Mahmoud. Standard Kagero Stride. If his attack hits a Vanguard, retire a unit. Next, we play 3 copies of Divine Dragon Knight Mustafa. I've been looking for a deck to shove these in, and this deck seemed logical, so that's why he's in here. His ability is Counterblast 1, flip a card in your G zone, and then destroy one of your opponent's rear guards. And then for each copy of him face up, you get to give the ability to a unit of if the attack hits a Vanguard, You can unflip 1 damage for each face-up copy of Mustafa in your G-Zone. I'll explain why 1, I only own 3, and while I explain why 3 is okay to play. And then obviously for the last one, we play 4 copies of Hellfire, Hell Deity, Seal Dragon, Cross Origin. So, Cross Origin skill is Counterblast 1, choose a face-down card from your G-Zone and turn it face-up. If you have a heart card with Seal Dragon in its card name, for each face-up card called Hell Deity, Seal Dragon, Cross Origin in your G-Zone, choose up to 1 of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Your opponent reveals 4 cards from the top of his or her deck and chooses a grade 2 from among them for each unit put into the drop zone with this effect. And your opponent calls the chosen cards to separate open rear guards and shuffles his or her deck. If your opponent has 2 or more grade 2 rear guards, this unit gets +1 critical until the end of battle. So what's nice about Cross Origin is you can go into Cross Origin first. You're going to flip a copy of Cross Origin. And then you can go into Cross Origin for the second time, flip a copy of Mustafa. And if they still aren't dead, you can go to Mustafa and flip up Mustafa. That way, if the attack hits, you can unflip 2. That's why 3 Mustafa in here is okay. But generally, you're just going to Cross Origin them to death because he's just too good. I have used Mustafa sometimes. I still have yet to stride into this in this deck, but because I always go Cross Origin first, and then I either go to Mustafa or I stay with Cross Origin. So that's the stride deck that I play with this deck. So. Anyway, that is my Seal Dragon stride deck profile. It's a lot of fun to play. It's fun. It's controlling. It's Kagero in a different light. It's not my favorite Kagero deck to play, but it is a lot of fun to play. And I am glad Seal Dragons finally got a game changer like Cross Origin. They really deserved it. So anyway, guys, in the comment section below, tell me your thoughts on the deck. Tell me your suggestions or your thoughts or your feelings or whatever. I always like to get feedback from you guys, so please leave me some. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up this video for me, and I will see you next time.